Hi, this is Joe from Max MMA, and I'm here with John Farrar Jr., who has just won his first amateur MMA fight. John, welcome.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
John, tell us about your upbringing as far as jiu-jitsu is concerned. Talk a little bit about your dad and how old you were when you started training.
With my dad being a MMA drill sergeant, a Marine Corps drill sergeant, his bringing that structure into the house and waking up and training early, or getting up and making sure I trained when I was 7 or 8 years old, was crucial. Now I feel much better among like kids my age, so I feel like that's the extra step I had when I was younger. Running our own gym, being here every night, working out, training, it just all helps. Like most people just come in and train 2 or 3 times a week, but when I was younger, I was basically here 4 or 5, 6 times a week training with him and with everyone else in the class.
So you've been doing it about 10 years now?
Since I was about 7, yep.
Okay. We know a lot of people around here, and to most, you are the jiu-jitsu guy in the area. Tell us about some of the contests that you've won in the past.
When I was about 8 years old, I started competing nationwide in judo, and my first big tournament was AMCAN, which was a tournament where we'd have like about 700 judo competitors just come and train or come and fight right in Buffalo, right around here. So it was close, and I was about 8 years old. I remember how nervous I was, my first big tournament. And as soon as we stepped out there and I finally touched the guy, I was ready to go. And then a couple years later, we had Arnold World Games down in Columbus, Ohio.
That's big.
So it was a good size. And then a little bit of nervousness, but not as much as my first one. And now, like, past 2 years, I've won Naga Worlds twice or 3 times. Me and my dad went in Brazil. I placed second. He placed first. Wow. We've competed all around. I've been up and down the East Coast. We're going to Long Beach, California in June. So.
Okay. All right. So tell us about when you started to make the transition to MMA. When did you start the stand-up training?
Ever since since UFC first made it mainstream, I was one of the kids that said I want to be Ultimate Fighter. So having Tom Vanderhorst fighting, that like I was a person I was like, hey, I watched that guy train. I want to fight too. So seeing it grow popularity wise across America, and seeing somebody I know going somewhere with fighting, I would love to. That's when I decided a few months ago, like 6 months ago, that was my final push to get in the cage.
All right, so tell us about your feelings when you first stepped into the cage for your first MMA fight.
The all day I wasn't nervous at all, not a drop of nervousness, not even thinking about it, just hanging out with everyone from the crew. About 15 minutes before, when we're standing in the back hallway, it's when it starts to all come real. Like, Dad's hyping you up, everybody, all your friends, your team standing around. You don't want to let them down. They just drove 7 hours to watch you. So I just went out there and did what I had to do, but I'll admit, as soon as I step in the cage and he locks that door behind me, like everyone says, oh, that's the most real feeling you'll ever feel in your life.
So how did the fight end?
Just a split decision, but I thought it was going to be unanimous, but one of the judges squeaked one out on me.
Okay, so tell us about your plans. What's up next for you, and what's your ultimate plan? You mentioned that you'd like to be an Ultimate Fighter. My dream is to go on the Ultimate Fighter TV show and then maybe have a little jump off with a contract with the UFC. But my dad, he doesn't really want me to. I don't think so, but you know, he's always behind it no matter what. So one of my good goals is to go on the Ultimate Fighter and possibly make it to be a UFC fighter. Well, John, you've got a good training camp here. You're training with a good guy in Tom Vanderhorst, and we wish you all the good luck in the future. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so John, very serious question here. Probably the most serious question I'm going to ask you. What's up with the paint and the butterflies on the wall in this room?
That's where we float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
Was this a former babysitting joint for the gym?
The spa upstairs used it to do nails down here.
Okay, well there you have it. That's why we've got pink paint, yellow paint, and butterflies and flowers on the wall.